quite honest about it. If a person goes to the trouble of reporting something to the guards, well, you know, I can't see why they wouldn't continue on with it. You know, it often includes possibly insurance claims as well, and insurance insists on having a matter reported to the Gardaí. And in fact, I saw a forum on it yesterday where a person has to have a guard stamp, you know, to say that they reported a certain incident, you know.
But in your years on the force, have you ever attended a burglary where the resident said to you, "Oh, it's okay, thanks for coming, but I don't want it reported"?
Personally, no, I have never seen that, and I have never heard of it.
Can you think of a reason why someone would say that?
I honestly don't know. Like, if they go to the trouble of reporting it, I wouldn't accept that they would follow it no further. But, you know, talking about, you know, I served the force long before the new computer system, which, as I say, records everything and it's there for everyone to see and analyse. But in the old days, crime had to be reported on paper. That was known as a C1, actually. It was sort of a famous form within the force. But I have to say this much, I have plenty of anecdotal evidence, you know, and saw it with my own eyes, in fact, that a lot of times, you know, in the old days, crimes weren't even reported then either, you know, on this famous forum C1.
But even when you say Pulse doesn't hoover up statistics, somebody has to input statistics.
Oh yes, it has to, yeah, well that's exactly it. You know, they have to be put into it, you know, but no guard nowadays, if you ring up your local station nowadays, and no guard is not going to put it on Pulse, because, you know, that would be dereliction of duty, because, you know, it could be maybe a serious incident, or it might turn out to be a serious incident, and if it transpired, we'll say that the guard that it was reported to did not bother his or her, you know, to record it. Well, such a member of the force then would be in dereliction of duty and possibly in some trouble. But what I want to refer back to the old days, this personally, I think that we have more crime now being actually reported as it is than the old days, which were supposed to be the good old days. Because, as I say, you know, there was a tradition in the force in a lot of stations. There was a lot of pressure those times for small stations to solve every crime that occurred in their area, and if they didn't solve them, they often reflected badly on members of the station party. And I can honestly say with hand on heart that there was a tradition in the force that in a lot of places, and sometimes, maybe not all the time, but it happened that people, you know, the members of the force did not report those crimes on the Forum C1 unless there was a good prospect of it being solved, because it would reflect badly on themselves. You know, I'd honestly say that there's a more honest reporting now than ever there was.
But the fact that you say it's easier now to report by mobile phone, can you email your guard station at this stage? I don't think you can.
Well,
can you text your guard?
Possibly not, you know, that would possibly go through the headquarters. It could be done, but if a person has something to report, well, they're going to find a phone, or they're going to go in person to the local guard station, and that's the way it is. And as I say, I have to keep repeating that I'd say there's more honest reporting of crime now.
Okay.
In regard to the detection rate, you know, possibly that has fallen, and we have a lot of new crime happening. You know, I mean, RTE did an excellent program there on prime time about all these larcenies of clothes around the country. They're possibly organised by criminal gangs from abroad and nothing like that, you know. And by the way, I have to say that if RTE can do surveillance on us and track those people down, you just wonder what the management and ordinary members of the force that are supposed to be fighting crime you'd wonder why they can't do the same. But
the other allegation that some crimes are not thoroughly investigated, they can't be because of pressure, is that true?
Well, I'm sure it has happened, and I have to say that you know, serious crimes, will say rape, murder, serious assault, they'll get probably better attention, you know. But even when I was serving in supposed to be good days and Celtic Tiger days and all of that, well, the ordinary small crime, if you can, it's never small to the person that reports it, but they didn't always get the follow-up they deserved, you know. And you know, serious crime always will get the attention and the resources that it should get. But I'm sure it does happen, like that. It has happened in the past, and it probably happens now, that the lesser crimes. Well,
but are you surprised? Are you surprised, Brendan, with this statistic? Are you surprised with the statistic that 75% of burglaries no one is ever caught for? 3 out of every 4.
Well, you know, I can recall some years ago, crime rate in general, the detection rate was about 30%, and I assume it has possibly gone down a bit, you know, and possibly that's not good enough, you know, nobody can stand over that. I wish it was a lot higher, but...
okay, the other allegation that was made this morning was, in light of what was being said by John Parker, now he said he wasn't accusing anyone of any wrongdoing, but in light of what he was said, and a number of other things that were said at the GRA, that one, it was scaremongering, that it was frightening people into believing that the crime would not be thoroughly investigated. 2, like one guard has said, I think it was Dundalk, he was talking about on a recent Sunday morning in Dundalk, there was only 2 Gardaí on duty. Sure, that's fantastic information for burglars and thieves, that they know Sunday morning in Dundalk there's only 2 Gardaí on duty. Why are the force so intent on kicking themselves in the legs?
Yeah, well, as I say, morale in the force, you know, say it's low, but, you know, it's I have to say possibly this with tongue in cheek, probably a bit like farmers sometimes, you know, morale has, you know, been up and down a lot. You know, there was a blue flu back in 1998, and the GRA marched in pickets in Dublin in 2009 and 2010 when things weren't really that bad, although it was after the recession had kicked in. And I think guards possibly overstate their case a little bit. You know, I mean, a lot of them are talking about being in negative equity and facing bankruptcy and all that, but they still have a good secure job, you know, and wages are quite good by comparison with a lot of other sections of society and other police forces in Europe. And you know, possibly was a culture possibly of relying possibly on overtime and things like that, and people invested in property, and they're no different from the rest of society. And now they say that they have to be treated better possibly. So there was a call yesterday, I think, from the GRA that, you know, they should be treated in the same way as the judiciary and independent bodies to monitor there. But I just often wonder if they overstating their case a little bit, and of course these conferences are tailor-made for this type of...
Yeah, but it has been different this year. The AGSI, a number of Gardaí were called almost immediately by the Garda Commissioner through his staff to a disciplinary hearing. Now, it ended up mainly because the Garda Commissioner took a conciliatory approach. It ended up amicably, but they were called to a disciplinary hearing over walking out when the Minister of Justice came.
Yeah, but they did retract, you know. I think some of them said they had no confidence in him. They ended up issuing a statement saying that they did have confidence in him, and I don't think that any commissioner could accept that members of his force.
Well, could any commissioner accept a member of the force saying the figures are being massaged by superiors?
Well, personally, I would be hugely surprised if that is happening. And
but see, Brendan, it's irrelevant whether it's happening. It's been said it's happening by the president of the GRA.
Yeah, well, let's find out who's telling the truth then. You know what I mean? The commissioner says that he doesn't agree with that. So, as I say, everything is there on record.
Say that, Brendan. 51551 and Joe at RT.ie. William is in Kildare. William, you're listening to Brendan. You're listening to the comments from the GRA that figures are being massaged, some crimes aren't investigated.
Hello, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead, William.
Hi. Yes, my incident involved reporting a crime to a station, and after all the details were taken in the desk guard's book, he told me that no further action would be taken unless I was willing to return to make a statement and a full report. I told him that there was video footage of the incident. It was a break into a vehicle.
Okay.
There was video footage of it, and that I would be prepared to make a statement and whatever else was required. If there was any light at the end of the tunnel, that there was, you know, if they were going to take it any further and that there was any hope of getting anything with it. And he said no, unless you come back to the station and make a full report and a statement.
But surely
they wouldn't take it any further.
So what were you doing the first time you went to the station?
Well, that's the question I asked, but the queue was beginning to build in the Garda station at that stage, and it became a bit awkward. And I said, what have I just done with all the data and the address and my full details of everything I had about me.